quick shout out to April because she didn't put in comments yesterday. I'm a bit worried about her because she always comments. So it might be just that she's busy because of the holidays. But if anybody sees her, just like say something in the comments underneath her so I know that she's there. 11th day of Christmas, 11th of December 2025. So it's 11 Lords a Leap, and that's going to be fun, isn't it? The song I've got, I've never heard it before. It's If You Need Me. So it sounds like a really old, like blues song. So I found that. 11 is justice, it's partnerships, it's for the lads to call on the prostate, the loins. It's open enemies as well, but it's Libra energy. So where have we got Libra in the chart? Anyway, hang on. Midheaven. It's in the midheaven. We're starting off with the father figure that was in the read yesterday, so that's pretty much telling us we're on the right track. And the 20. So 1111 is what you see on the digital clock when you're ignoring spirit and you're not listening to them. There he is. So it's not urgent because it's not in the sweet spot or anywhere near the front. It's towards the end. So it might not happen yet, but I know what you'll lot. Well, everybody always says, oh, we'll leave it till after Christmas. Well, that's not good, is it? But yeah, somebody's leaving this till after Christmas, I think. Delaying tactics. Celebrations. It could be Christmas, it could be a wedding. Maybe some of you are getting a Christmas wedding. It's fun play because we've got Pan there before he was demonised as the devil. We've got the Aries skull there, we've got the dove of peace. Everything in the house is rosy, or a new house. The foundations are strong. Home, well, there's a fire in the hearth, food on the table and a welcome at the door. And you're trapped in your thoughts. Fear, nothing to fear but fear itself, but you're trapped because you believe whoever put those swords there, the 8 people that put those swords there, are still hanging about. So you dare stand up, even though those ropes are not tied. You kept yourself in a mental prison. It's your inner child saying you can't do something. Because there's been violence or a violent argument or trauma that you have to turn your back on. You have to take the high road, which goes with the Pipers, 11 Pipers, because Pipers from Scotland or Ireland. 5 weeks, vicious, violent, and it could be knife crime. Justice. Justice will be served. Might not be in your favour, but it will be served fairly. Something here is barren lands. It's stagnation. It's not growing. I've been banging on about it. You have to grow. And the thing is, there's pain involved in this growth, and some of you are afraid of it. So arguments with a woman, mothers, mother-in-laws, mothers of your children, the military or someone in uniform, those in agriculture, the poppy, Abigail, Elaine, Natasha, Greg, Josh and Lauren. We've got the eagle for Scorpio and Aries. This is Taurus. So Taurus is in Uranus, which is the rebellion, the battles. Which house is it in? Oh, hang on, been giving you it wrong. I was looking at the disinclinations. So, Libra is in the midheaven. Taurus is in Uranus, so that's good. Yeah, so arguments of some kind. Somebody's either living in a dream world or they have more options than they know, but they're going to have to choose one. They can't have everything. And there's power struggles going on here. This is the only deck I know where the devil is involved. So he may be playing the playful person there, but not in this one. Somebody is under pretense trying to control the situation. Maybe with faked illness or there's bad temper, but this is control issues. Leo, Ian, David, Penny, it's negative energy, issues with the heart and back, ambition, greed, cowardice. 8 or 26, and we haven't got Leo in the chart, it's gone again. So yeah, it's gone again. So something's being conceived by someone. Someone's up to something. Yeah, you need a new team. They keep saying it, don't they? I feel like I'm repeating myself, but until we get over this blip, it's not going to change unless something urgent comes up. So you need to walk through that doorway, make a new world, build on new foundations, stronger ones. If you're opening a new business, it's good fortune. It'll profit within 3 years. Steady. There's too many there. Yeah. You're blind to a situation because you've got this blindfold on. You're in denial. And there's no time to rest. You have to battle. So this battle is coming whether you want it or not. You can try and avoid it, but it's coming. You are going to have to turn your back on everything you've ever known or believed to be true to follow your life purpose, not someone else's. You're not living other people's lives, you're living your own. Hospital doors, health issues, but there's nothing really wrong there. Or if there is, you've got to change your lifestyle completely. But that is a positive energy. That's grandparents. That's your spirit guides. You're not going to walk this journey alone. Someone in spirit or the flesh is going to walk with you. That may include people called Walter, Millie, Julie, Susan, Darren, Michael, and it's Virgo energy. Yeah, there's been unfaithfulness here, or someone or something has drained you of finances, emotions, spiritual or physical health. You're drained, running on empty. And someone here wants to escape because they know the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. You must take a different path. The one less travelled, the one you don't want to take. Someone's already out of this situation in their head, but they're wearing a false mask, pretending to be happy when they're not, well when they're not, lying, deceiving, criminal activity, which is probably why the court case is there, confused man, mental illness, Gemini, siblings, children, the masks that we wear. We don't feel we've got the tools to handle this situation. 1 and 28, Doris Martin. And it's a nightmare situation. So there it is. The door is open. You can leave at any time. But for some reason, you're choosing to stay trapped. It could be because of a third party. It could be that you are not invited to this celebration, or that you're deciding not to attend. May the 1st could be important. November the 11th, May the 31st. It's the 3 life cycles of women, the maiden, the mother and the crone. So a get together that you will not be attending. Gossip. Or gossip about because you don't attend. So 2 3s here, something is definitely coming between you and what you want in finances and love. So it's time for a new team. Love that one. Yeah. But someone's not open to this. Somebody's being stubborn. They're stuck in that circle of swords because the fear, the cowardice. It's time to take action. This is Sagittarius energy. Learn and grow. Don't act in haste because you repent at leisure, but there is unfinished business here that needs to be settled. Yeah. You need to take back the reins of your life, Cancer energy, in the home and family life. And if you're a Cancer, we are in Jupiter and Descendant. So, the yin yang, the horses, those born in the year of the horse, travel across land, a new vehicle perhaps, 7 or 25. The breast and the abdomen. Oh, and there's problems with children. So, children or siblings, trauma from the past, someone coming back from the past, any or all of those. Child abuse even. You must love yourself first. So, the issues of the past, seek therapy if you have to, but it doesn't say that here. It's about learning to love yourself unconditionally. Cancer is a big thing. It's about home and family life. We've got it all over this. You must love yourself first before you can love others unconditionally. You are loved because they are giving you another chance. Whatever that was that drained you, they're giving you something to fill it. Or you may be filling it yourself. But this cup is offered to you by Spirit, and you should take it and leave whatever it is in the past that didn't fill you. Yeah, because these are false friends. These are friends that are not reliable, not predictable. It doesn't have to be a female. It is a Taurus energy, but we've got it in both the major and the minor. A dysfunctional woman, a woman that does not, that's especially greedy with money, drains you financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally and physically. There's no stability there. And you must lay this burden down because it's not yours to carry. You're on the last stretch, you're almost there. Just love yourself first and everything will be fine. Not big-headedly, just putting yourself on the priority list. 7 for the 7th house of Libra. Taurus, which we've got there, and the moon, which is in Virgo, which we've got there. Well done, Spirit. So, 7th house then, legal matters, open enemies, partnerships, marriages. It's the lines, the marital home, the blue, the brown, relationships, matrimony, partnerships, unity, other people, projections and public enemies and lawsuits. So don't project your feelings onto others and don't expect them to project their feelings onto you. What you feel is what you feel. They might feel differently. Both may be true, but you're not going to see eye to eye with this one. This is how you reach out to others. And somebody has reached out with deceit and lies. Uranus, which we've got, Aquarius, suggests problems with commitment, whilst Saturn craves certainty. We'll know Uranus, we've got Uranus. It's what you seek in a partner, but it's usually what's missing in you. So the moon in the 7th house, which we've got, indicates an unconscious search for father or mother substitute, and that's what I'm getting. The mother substitute. It answers some important questions. Will relationships be easy, supportive and sustaining, or difficult and life negating? This is a difficult and life negating one. How much do you have to adapt rather than them? Is it a 50-50 thing, or is it like 90% you having to change and them not changing at all? How can you adapt, and will you unite? Not in this case, because personal boundaries have been overstepped. It's the feedback to reinforce our sense of self. So you need to give yourself that love, because you're not getting it from whoever this is. Expectations of fear onto another, seeing qualities in them that may not necessarily have. So it's maybe your fault for picking the wrong person you thought, but that's because they was wearing false masks, that they were a different person to what they are. Needing to feel complete. The only one that can complete you is yourself. You have to own your faults as well as your positives, and others' faults as well as their positives. Nobody is a perfect angel, nor would we want to be. Oh, sorry. Did it again. I do it every time, don't I? The moon in Taurus then. It's about values. Emotionally entrenched, fearful, possessive and unimaginative. Ingrained habits and powerful maternal instincts. The moon in Taurus craves security and abhors change. So they don't want this change. Looking for security. You're not going to get it on this. You need to take a different path with a new team, whether that be work or romantic relationships, or emotional relationships, should I say, because it might be with the kids. Oh, she is my favourite. So, the Crone. So she is doing exactly what Spirit do. She is our spiritual guide, our fairy godmother. Where's he gone? Where's our hermit gone? There he is. 6 and 9. So if you turn her upside down, she's a 9. 6 and 9. Both got the staff, both got the cloak, both elderly. I love this one. It's one of my favourites. It's about wisdom, your future, and facing the truth. So here she is. The Crone, the fairy godmother, the 3 fates. There they are, the 3 fates. The maiden, the mother, and the crone. At the moment, we're dealing with the mother, the present, the 3 life cycles of women. I have many encounters with the fairy crone, and she can be very abrupt. She literally rummages about in your abdomen, Virgo, intestines, stomach, pulling things out and throwing them over her shoulder, and then saying, time to fly. So she's ripping your guts out. So this isn't going to be a nice experience. and then throwing you off that cliff that the fool stands on for a new adventure. She shows you situations at such a fast pace that you wonder why she is in the guise of a crone. Never have I met a being so wise. If you're looking for sympathy, you ain't going to get it here. But you will find the answers if you're truly looking for change. Do not be fooled by the appearance of this fairy crone. She may be small, she may be old, and hobbling around with the use of her staff. But you turn your back on her for an instant, so this could be your grandma or your grandfather even. She flitters around in the blink of an eye. She is made of earth. She is earth, and she is older than you could possibly imagine. She carries all the secrets of lessons learned over eons of time. So maybe if you're a young thing and don't know what to do, you should go and have a talk with Grandma, because trust me, she's been through it. Or Granddad, depending on which one you click with best. You can only experience for yourself to fully understand. She sees through the lies, even the ones you tell yourself. There's this deceit and lies, the confusion, the mental confusion, and that you're not aware of. She sees through your self-sabotaging patterns and knows what's best for you, which might be something you're not comfortable or ready to hear. The fairy crone has no patience for time wasters. You either heed her advice or she's done with you. In other words, like my mum would say, I'll wash my hands of you. What you can rely on from here is wisdom, answers, and matter-of-fact attitude that cuts through your ego and mask. So if you've got someone you know like that, go to them. If you truly seek answers to your biggest question, then it's time to work with a fairy crone. But know one thing, you might not want to hear the answers if you're stuck in your comfort zone. Know that once you call on her, she has the ability to propel you forward, kick you up the backside, put a rocket up your ass, at such a speed that your feet won't touch the ground and you'll wonder what's hit you. Drawing the fairy crone card indicates that you need to look deeper into a situation or within yourself to see what's really going on. And only when you peel back the layers can you truly see the root issues, just like an onion. So you're the onion. You're an onion. It's about being open and vulnerable enough to look at yourself and what you may be afraid to look at, that you've kept hidden for such a long time, the mask that you've worn. You might be caught up in a never-ending pattern that feels out of your control. But remember, when we change what's on the inside, the outside falls away. So you just have to take a step in a different direction and everything will change. The fairy crone represents the future. Nothing is set in stone yet, and all can change depending on the decisions you make in the present. Just really think about what you want your future to look like and sit with a fairy crone to see what needs to go to make room for it. So something has to go, including you, maybe. Okay, Anna, grandmother of Jesus, Grandma, oh Martha, and May. So the month of May, very much to do with Taurus. Seeding the light, you're laying the foundations for future generations, and you can't sugarcoat this world. They've got to learn for themselves. So be blunt and say it how it is. Grandma. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, was the ancient mystic who dedicated her life to laying the foundations for Christ's consciousness to be woven through all of life. She is not widely known, but without her, Christ's consciousness would not be rising as it is today. Anna represents the quiet dedication that is sometimes required to live a life of service. She represents the generation that came before. that devoted their lives to dreaming a new world into being, while knowing they could not see the glorious end results. And there is a poem, I think, about planting a tree that you know that you'll never be able to sit in the shade of. She represents a dutiful soldier, the unconditional mother. That's what we've got with Taurus there, with the Empress. The mystic, who can see the thread that are woven through all of life. And it teaches us that we all have a part to play in the divine plan. It doesn't have to be a wild stage to be significant. One person's part is no worthier than another. One person's part may be to mother their children. Another may be to gather women in a circle each month. No part is better or worse, more important or less significant. We each have within us a seed of light that we can incarnate to share. Anna is gathering us all to remember and surrender to our part of the plan. So whatever you can do, do it. Whatever good things you can do, do it. Doesn't matter whether it's to a child, to yourself, to whoever. You are making the world a better place. Beloved Anna, thank you for laying the foundations for the divine plan. There's the foundations. May the seed of light within me be revealed, and may I surrender to my part in this divine plan. And it is 88 and 89. So the dragon 17 and 16. And finally, here we go. Oh, the hawk and the thistle. So Scotland is very important with the pipers and everything. And it is number 44. The hawk, Scorpio and Aries, is a keen and vigilant observer, so much so that watchful and hawk-eyed have become synonymous. An apex predator, the hawk glides gracefully, so watch out for those predators, on the wind, its sharp talons ever at the ready. The thistle can thrive in a variety of environments, from verdant hills to rocky shores. Its spiked singing leaves protect its radiant flower, which perches like a crown upon its stem. So somebody of high order with a crown. And it's the Lord, was it Lords of Leaping yesterday? So in the reverse, external pressures have weakened your resolve. Remember you're worthy and guard it closely. Look to knowing your worth. Am I too easily influenced by my environment? Looks like he was. How can I thrive in a different situation? So changes have got to happen. Stop being seduced by material things. Start thinking about your health and mental well-being, because that's what's most important. It's the thing that can't be bought. We've said it before. Love is the biggest one. Love will get you through anything. Health is the second one. Happiness and freedom. The 4 things that cannot be bought are the most important things in your life. Thanks for listening. Absolutely beautiful read. Speak soon. Bye-bye.